Good morning, this is Ashley Brosnahan with Long & Foster. I'm here today with Ann Vogel. She is our preferred lender, and I just wanted to do a quick question and answer session with Ann because we value what she does for our clients each and every day. So we just wanted to give you some information about what she does. So good morning, Ann.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
So Ann, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So I work for Prosperity Home Mortgage. I work here in Bethany. I've been doing loans for about a little over 20 years now, and I've lived in the Bethany area for about 15 years.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one thing that when there's tons of options for lenders, and we're always asked, why Prosperity?
Mm-hmm.
Why should someone, when they're looking, there are people all over the internet, why should people use Prosperity?
I think our advantage of people that do select to inquire with lenders online is that we're here locally. We can help them better, even if they're not here themselves. We have the local knowledge of the market, properties. We can basically try to help them the whole process through, but they always work with me. Sometimes when you work with an internet lender, you don't always get to work with the same person that you're talking to or maybe even just emailing with.
Right.
So I think that's super important. You know, clients are a little nervous as it is. So if we can help them and you and I be partners in that process, especially when they're not here, I think it gives them more comfort.
Sure.
So.
I actually had a client probably a year ago, and they thought they wanted to go with an online lender. And I don't know if you remember these people,
Mm-hmm.
but he started with that online lender, and the same exact thing happened. Every time he called, he got a brand new person. They were not familiar with the file at all. And it was, he actually said, didn't he say he would have to quit his job and make getting his loan a full-time job for him. So
Right.
Ann came into the rescue, and those clients were just thrilled with the service that Prosperity offered.
Yeah, and I feel like that there's enough process to it where they have to spend a lot of time. So if we can help them cut that down a little bit
Right.
and not have to start over every time they call.
Yeah.
And we're very familiar, and again, I'm always here, so I think that helps them too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, great. Let's see. What about one of the big things when we are getting ready to show property, or we have a client getting ready to, thinking to make the choice, is the pre-approval process. And I always try and say how important it is to make sure that we know where a client is. We don't want to look at something that's $500,000 if they can only be approved for $4.
Right.
So tell us when people come to you, they're getting ready, what type of documents, what is involved in the pre-approval or the pre-qualification,
Right.
the process there.
So the pre-qualification is us taking their information, which they can do verbally over the phone. They can come in person, or they can do it online. That requires them just to fill out basic information. We do pull a credit report, and we don't do a whole lot of verification other than the credit report for a pre-qualification. It can be done very quickly though, a matter of an hour at most.
Okay.
The next step they can do is to go to a pre-approval. Gives them a stronger position when you guys want to put in an offer. That does require documentation such as tax returns, pay stubs, and bank statements.
Okay.
That's a full commitment. We call it the buyer's advantage. The buyer's advantage is a full approval, only subject to an appraisal and title report. That's it.
Okay.
So it's a full commitment. Again, it almost makes them like a cash buyer for you guys as for presenting an offer to a seller.
Okay.
So we really feel like it gives them a leg up, especially with this competitive market we're in right now.
All right. So how long does that process take?
The pre-approval through the buyer's advantage, we can actually get those issued in a week to 10 days. And it gives them a little more comfort too to know that they are in the right price point and they're not looking at something that's not within their range, or
Sure.
maybe perhaps what they're comfortable with in a payment.
Right.
So we kind of seal that all for them.
Right. That's a great, I love that, because then you know exactly.
Right. And there's no cost to it. We offer it free to them. There's no obligation either, and they're good for up to that 4-month period. So it gives them a little time too to look around.
Great.
Yes.
Now, how long is the time frame for the mortgage?
So typically we can achieve approval to closing within 30 days.
Okay.
If they need a little bit quicker, we can do that as well.
Okay.
Kind of just depends on the extent of the file and how complicated it is. But I think 30 days isn't sufficient. But if they do this buyer's advantage, they could do a contract and close in 3 weeks or less.
Great.
So they kind of get that bad stuff out of the way.
Right.
The documentation part.
Right. Absolutely. So I can say that I've used Anne for years now and always had very happy clients. And Anne, along with Prosperity, does a phenomenal job. So I know there's a lot more questions that you're going to have, and we would love to answer those questions for you. We're going to put Anne's information below, so you can reach out to her, reach out to us, and let's make that home buying process an easy one for you.
Great.
Anne, thank you very much
You're
for
welcome.
meeting with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.